everybody, this is Anthony with you, the Italian Bible-believing Jew. Welcome back to another video in the series of exposing the circus clown act cult religion of Judaism. Yes, I'm outside, so if you hear birds chirping and the wind blowing and other noises in the background, please forgive that. I decided to make a video outside. Now some of you might be thinking, well, why don't you make a personal appearance, and show your face in the camera? Because an ugly face like mine is too distracting. So I thought the truth should get all the deserved attention. Let's talk about, is Judaism reliable? In this link provided here, which I'll also give in the description of this video, also another link, and at the end of the video, a little source list of some of the sources and quotations I have given. But from this link, Judaism 101, Ideas, Beliefs, What do Jews believe? Level Basic. Okay, well let's see how basic this is. First, quote, Judaism does not have a formal mandatory beliefs. Wow, so that's so basic. There isn't a list of what they believe for their religion. Interesting. Number two, the most accepted summary of Jewish beliefs in Rambam's 13 Principles of Faith. Even these basic principles have been debated. Judaism focuses on the relationship between the Creator, mankind, and the land of Israel. If they're debated, then why are they even trusted? Talk about unreliable doctrines within their own religion. Sheesh. I can picture a Jew saying, "Oh yeah, I believe them, but we doubt their legitimate authority." How can Judaism focus on the relationships between the Creator, mankind, and the land of Israel if they don't have a formal mandatory beliefs? Not much of a relationship, is it? Suppose a man told his parents of the woman he's marrying, "Yes, I want to focus on the relationship of her and I and our household, but I don't know of what belief she has." The parents, if they have any brains at all, would look at you like you're stupid. Number three, Judaism has no dogma, no formal set of beliefs that one must hold to be a Jew. In Judaism, actions are far more important than beliefs, although there is certainly a place for belief within Judaism. So this is why Judaism is so false. It can't even stand in its own for identification. Next point. Let's see these so-called 13 Principles of Faith. Oh, there's an intro to them. Really? The intro is this. The closest that anyone has ever come to creating a widely accepted list of Jewish beliefs is Rambam's 13 Principles of Faith. Wait a minute. The closest? What kind of a stupid wimp of a God are you false teaching heretics worshipping? Next quote says, these principles, which Rambam thought were the minimum requirements of Jewish belief, are... wait a minute. Minimum requirements of Jewish belief? You've got to be kidding. Judaism does not have a formal mandatory beliefs. Now you say, minimum requirements of Jewish belief? You ought to sue your brain for non-support. You've got to be a lost, religious, stupid fanatic to accept this. A blind man would reject this by reading a Braille Bible, because he still has logical sense, even though he can't see. Now the list begins in this next point. Are you ready for this, brethren? God exists. God is one and unique. God is incorporeal. God is eternal. Prayer is to be directed to God alone and to no other. The words of the prophets are true. Moses' prophecies are true, and Moses was the greatest of the prophets. The written Torah, first 5 books of the Bible, and the oral Torah, teachings now contained in the Talmud and other writings, were given to Moses. There will be no other Torah. God knows the thoughts and deeds of men. God will reward the good and punish the wicked. The Messiah will come. The dead will be resurrected. So, if these most accepted summary of Jewish beliefs is Rambam's 13 Principles of Faith have been debated, then how can you make them mandatory minimum beliefs? Talk about a double standard idiotic system. What about that? Next quotation. As you can see, these are very basic and general principles. They call these principles, not doctrines or standards. Principles can be bent or interpreted differently. Doctrines and standards cannot. But let another sentence finish the thought. This is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yet as basic as these principles are, the necessity of believing each one of these has been disputed at one time or another, and the liberal movements of Judaism dispute many of these principles. There is a lot of disagreement in the necessity of believing these so-called principles, especially among the liberal movements of Judaism. No wonder Judaism does not believe in absolute truth. Maybe, just maybe, this could be a reason, not justified, but only a possible reason, why Hitler wanted them annihilated. Just giving that a side note. I'm not a pro-Hitler or a supporter of Hitler. I'm just giving a side point statement. If you don't like it, blow it out your nose. And that goes for your friends, your family, and everybody else who doesn't have a tough hide to take actual, logical truth. Next statement, a point. Although Jews have certainly considered the nature of God, man, and the universe, life, and the afterlife at great length, see Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism, there is no mandated official definitive belief on these subjects, outside of the very general concepts discussed above. So basically, if you ask a Jew about these things in Judaism, all they can give you is a stupid look of, duh, I don't know, duh. And they claim to know God better than true Bible-believing Christians like myself? Go join the circus as clowns, because that's all you're making yourself look like and sound like. With your hot air balloons, emphasize hot air. That's real intelligent. Let's discuss things that we don't know if they're true or not. Really? Next statement, under this point. There is substantial room for personal opinion on all of these matters because, as I said before, Judaism is more concerned about actions than beliefs. Substantial? Huh? So there's plenty of room of conceited, irresponsible opinions to dictate things about God. Wow, this God of Judaism must be a real dumb idiot that he can't even express himself properly to his own people. That proves once again that this false God of Judaism is not the God of the perfected scriptures in the King James Bible. They worship a false God. Now let's look at part 2, with this link given. Let's discuss the so-called Judaism beliefs. Number 1. God is creator and absolute ruler of the universe, and there is only one all-powerful God. Well, you airhead Jews in Judaism don't believe in absolutes anyways, so how can you believe that God is absolute? Secondly, man has free will, he is not inherently sinful, and he has the ability to choose between good and evil, and even choose to rebel against God. Listen, Judaism rejects the story of Adam and Eve as literal. They believe it's a metaphor or allegory. Also, since you don't believe in absolutes overall, then there's no way you can dictate whether somebody is rebelling against God or not. 3. The Jewish people have a special relationship with God because He revealed the Torah to them at Mount Sinai. By obeying God's law, they will be a special witness of God's mercy. What laws? Again, you don't believe in absolutes anyways, so how do you know if those laws are not allegories too? 4. God communicates with humanity through revelation, and humanity speaks to God through prayer. Well, since you don't hold to absolutes and don't accept stories like Adam and Eve or Noah's Ark literally, then anything God says to you can't be understood anyways. He could be speaking by metaphors only. 5. The laws of God are written in the Torah. It doesn't matter if they are or not. You don't believe in keeping those laws anyways. And even if you did believe in keeping those laws, you couldn't justify what those laws are anyways because they could be metaphors and not taken literally. 6. The creation of God's kingdom on earth will be heralded the Messiah. Yes, the false Messiah, the Antichrist, when he arrives. You will be deceived into accepting him. And you, false Jews, will be sorry when Jesus appears in the second coming. 7. There will be a physical resurrection of the dead and immortality. How do you know? They could be stories and metaphors too. According to Judaism, there may not be an actual physical resurrection of the dead. According to evolution, you could just die and go back to the ground and rot. 8. The worship of God is something that arises out of love, not fear. This shows how illiterate and stupid these Jews are in this religion. So you don't fear consequences of not obeying God? People in the U.S. obey the laws of the land for only 2 reasons. Just 2 reasons. 1 is because they enjoy the freedoms of the country. Secondly, is fear of those consequences if the laws are not obeyed. You look throughout the Torah. Every time man has encountered God, they fell on their faces in fear. Love had nothing to do with it. How ignorant and dumb are these so-called God's people of His word? 9. The belief that early patriarchs were considered the fathers of Jews. Well, here's a twister. Jacob and Abraham were not Jews at all. There's no evidence that they were. In fact, there is much evidence that Abraham was not a Jew by blood. So how do you explain that? Absolute rejecting heresy teaching Christ killers? 10. All men are equal in the sight of God. So here's where some fun can be had. You know, the circus theme that starts playing in the background. Do you mean all men as in mankind, or as in men only? Are you being literal or allegorical or using metaphors? If you mean the first, then the women's lunatic movement would definitely agree with you. However, if you hold to the second as men only, then you have hell to pay with those lunatic women. Think about that for a while. 11. Jews have no special views on the afterlife. Well, of course they don't. They don't have any sense and understanding the basic truths of God anyways. So how can they understand spiritual matters about life after death? They can't. 12. They believe in living a good life in this world and performing good deeds that will help in the here and now, not the hereafter. What would they know about a good life and good deeds? The word good is based on a point of view in their beliefs because they don't believe in absolute right and wrong. So there is no way they can justify or condemn people like Adolf Hitler or Joseph Stalin for what they did. 13. Jews have no concept of original sin and salvation. Of course they don't have any concept of it. They don't have the basic sense and brains to have any concept about anything else basic in life. 14. The concept of righteousness is important. A good Jew or righteous Jew is one who fulfills his duties with a full heart and incorporates Jewish laws, ethics, and morality into his or her everyday life. Again, what would they know about righteousness or mortality? The word righteousness is based on a point of view in their beliefs because they don't believe in absolute right and wrong. So there is no way they can justify or condemn people like Adolf Hitler or Joseph Stalin, to repeat that one more time, for what they did. Conclusion, brethren. We see that the only place for Judaism has, as well as Islam, Buddhism, Catholicism, modern churchianity, etc., is in the circus, where people can come to laugh at what they have to offer. It's all a big joke. These quotations from the website are backed from the sources given here. To all of you brethren, love the Lord Jesus Christ, fear God and keep His commandments. Stay tuned for the next video in exposing Judaism, the circus that it is, and read and believe the King James Bible. Thanks.